and your soul. Now make no guys come take control. Because you're young and you play the roles. And that story has never been told.
My spiritual awareness leads me to believe that your doubt and the sisters could come with the breeze. We've been together since Jah created water. The African daughter celebration is in order. Pop the cork and give champagne to the stork that brought the light to my mama in New York. African, I come again and again. You kick me down, I get back up. I'm coming back in multiples of 10.
You know where I come from, sprung from the belly of the beast. Used to speak African tongue, so I showed her. Next one bolder, sprung the devil over my shoulder. I'm getting over, cause I'm bolder than the next. I'm enlightening, cause I speak the real truth from the text. Who's next to flex with this S-I-S-T-E-R? The sun, the moon, the crescent, the star. Wanna see how open you are.
Bring your mind and your soul. Now make no guys come take control. Because you're young.
Welcome to the Hookah Lounge. I was reading. Hey, what's up, Elf Flame? Thank you, OG Steve. Welcome to the Hookah Lounge. We are back with another exciting show, and my girl LaLa is back with me. What's up, little cuzzo? So bring her in. What's up, girlie?
How y'all doing?
Hey. I couldn't hear you.
I said, how y'all doing?
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Oh, we couldn't hear you introduce, LaLa. You were muted for a second.
Okay, I'm back now. So it's me and Loon, my special guest, coming in because I want to have a male perspective on this tonight too, as well.
Oh, yes. So let's introduce the show. We're talking about today's show is why are women always expected to be humble? So we're gonna talk about we're always expected to be the humble ones, the quiet ones, the submissive ones in everything. And we're gonna talk about is that always necessarily true? So I see you, little cuzzo. So I wanted to really touch on this. There was something I was watching that made this pop into my head, and then I text you right away. Someone was saying, somebody didn't have kids, and kids are what keeps you humble. And I was like, is it? I don't think my kids kept me humble. I don't think it was my kids that kept me humble.
Right. I don't think it's kids at all that will keep you humble.
Nah, they make you work way too hard.
Exactly. Make you want to boss up.
It does. I think having kids make you a little more protective, a little stronger, a little weary, untrusting. I don't think that makes you humble. Yeah. So
it actually, I think, makes us stronger women, especially as single parents. And some men may look at that as just being, too manly, but it's not. It's like, if you have an absent father, you have to, step up to the plate. So it might come across as it's an aggressive female or a masculine female when it's not. It's just we're playing both roles.
Exactly. You have to learn how to step into two roles. Like on one hand, you have to be soft for your children, but then you have to be a little harsher because you wouldn't know what's coming around your children or who's taking it.
Right.
if someone is not doing is mean to your kids, and you got to turn on a whole different role. You can't be like, please don't pick on my kids. Why are you doing that? Or what did you do to my kid? That doesn't work.
Agreed.
You know, because you can't be like, wait till your daddy gets home.
Agreed.
You know?
Loon agrees.
I agree.
Mhm.
So let me ask you, Loon, what do you think about the humble woman at all times? Do you think she's supposed to be humble all the time?
I believe she's supposed to, but I believe that the men have changed because in order for a woman to be humble, the men have to be. He has to play his role because I've seen the role in the man change. We went from paying the bills and having a woman playing a role to, no disrespect, but every man want to be a pimp. Every man want to be this and they want to be that. I saw the era before the calling the women a bitch in the whole era. I saw that era. I'm 54, so I saw the era previous to that. So the man role changed. And then the women, like you said, both of y'all made a great point. The women had to be mama and daddy. So a woman role change. Now, if the man would step up and do his man thing, then the women will assume her position and be more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's right on point.
That's
Yeah,
what
because
I
a
feel.
lot of women have taken on that masculinity, and I don't think they really wanted to.
Mm-mm.
And they've
I'm gonna
turned
say
a
they
lot.
didn't.
Yeah, you turned a lot of women into men, and a lot of boys into a lot of men into boys. They end up being more demasculine. Is that a word? Demasculated. I made one up. Yeah, and I've noticed that about this younger generation. They'll find a woman on Section 8 and sit and live up under her instead of being the one that pays the bills and gets her off Section 8 and buys her a home.
That part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's a time because I think the women they do know how to be submissive. They do know how to be humble. And humility is something that it comes easy. It comes natural for women. To be like, oh my gosh, you can do something for a woman and she'll be very excited, like, oh my gosh, and be very happy and humble that they received something, you did something. You could do something like open a car door for a woman and she'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's more surprising to us today.
Yeah,
It's way more surprising to us today because the men have changed. The roles have changed so much, so.
In my opinion, is the word submissive, but what is she being submissive to? Is she being submissive to a wannabe pimp, a wannabe gangster, or she be submissive to a real man? But she's just not
yep,
going to be submissive for the sake of being submissive, and that's the way
yep.
I feel that because I've seen men when I was coming up, they were men.
Mm-hmm.
They were you had the term housewife. You take care of the house and I take care of everything else. It was roles. But now
Yep.
I see women are playing both roles. I gotta be breadwinner and you want me to be wifey and it is not the same thing. So I see that when the man fell to women, I feel that's when everything went haywire.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing with I see some women being submissive and playing wifey to the wrong people. Like, don't play wifey and be submissive to a man that's not your husband. And I think that's where we make that mistake. What's up, Monique? I think a lot of women make that mistake. You played wife for 10 years or 8 years, and then you break up, and then he goes and wifes someone else, and you're devastated. So my mom used to say, "Why don't give away the milk?" Or what is that saying? Don't give away the milk or the cow or the milk is free. I can't remember it, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
I
That's
know what you're
it.
trying to say. I know exactly what you're trying to say.
and a lot of women do, like, I'm gonna prove to him I could be a great wife so he could marry me. But
Right.
then he marries someone else. You know.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, and that happens a lot in a lot of relationships that
Yes, it
women
does.
stop.
Yes,
You know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And you know, like I said, I'm 54, and I get accused of, oh man, you just being a simp and you just doing that. It's not that. It's just that I've saw the roles change from the mid 80s to the 90s. You know, I've lived in some eras, and when I was coming up, a man was a man, a woman was a woman. It was defined roles.
Yeah.
It was defined roles. Now, like for example, it's nothing for a man to get a woman pregnant and say, I'm not gonna be with her, she's gonna be my baby mama. So you're gonna leave the responsibility of raising the child, going to work, and all the responsibility on her. That's gonna make her more masculine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she gotta fight off everything
Coming her way.
coming her way. She gotta fight off everything, and then you expect at the end of the day to be submissive. When she's been masculine for 22 hours, and then 2 hours you want her to be submissive.
Right. Right.
And that's just the way I feel.
We're gonna do the angry woman show, because a lot of times we're like, why are these women so angry? Well, why is she so angry? She didn't come into this world angry. You know? So that's gonna be a whole nother show.
Right. It's just, you know, I hate to say it, but you got a generation that was raised on, and I love them, but you got a generation that was raised on Too Short, Easy, you know, F a bitch and all that. And they took that to heart. And they started really treating women that way. Like that was the gospel. They really... Go ahead.
Monique, that baby mama, my son's father called me that one time. And never use that term again, because I'm not your baby mama.
Yeah, but that's a common term in our community.
Exactly. That's
not get pregnant and I gotta marry her. You know, it's just like I got a baby by her.
Yeah, you're with you. She was good enough for you to lay down with her, but then now she's all the derogatory terms.
Right. So, a lot of things that we have created this. We have created this monster, or whatever you want to call it. We have created this because we put women in masculine positions.
Yes. And then you wonder why she talks the way she does, or she's cold-hearted.
You wonder why, yeah.
Yes. Cold-hearted women. G-Lew, go ahead and drop one of those videos so we can start discussing some of these this humbleness. I got a few videos on different aspects of women being humble. So
men go through a lot in this world, and he constantly has pressures of the world on him every single day. Be an amazing listener, because men can't get that everywhere. We live in a very selfish, what can you do for me society? What can you give me? So you as a woman, one of the most respectful and submissive things you can do for your man is to simply listen to him with an understanding and feminine spirit. Too often, women request everything from a man, but then as soon as he starts speaking his wants and needs, he's shut down. He has feelings too. A lot of times he won't express it, but his life and needs are just as important as yours. So be attentive to your man and make him feel like his voice matters, because it does. Listen and accommodate him as best as you can. Men don't open up too easily. So if he does, that means that he fully loves and trusts you. Number 2 is don't disrespect him. This one is major to a man. Too often, I see women loud, calling men out of their names, cursing, belittling, etc. in private and in public. As a woman, you're supposed to have a certain grace about yourself. And the fact that you're comfortable disrespecting your man shows that you don't respect him as a man. Men are built to be leaders, head of the house, protectors, providers. Your man cherishes his ego, and his pride is everything to him. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's just part of who he is. A lot of you ladies are slowly breaking your man down by making him feel less than a man. He already has to deal with the world disrespecting him on an everyday basis almost. He shouldn't have to come home and deal with it from you too. Number 3 is don't emasculate him. This goes hand in hand with don't disrespect him. Respect his manhood. Don't try to do everything on your own. Ask for his help. Include him. The thing about men are natural problem solvers. So never make him feel like that there's something that he can't do, solve, or fix. Your man has to feel needed. I can't stress that enough. We live in a very hierarchical society that places a lot of value, pressure, and importance on a man's rank. And your man is very aware of this. So you should be the one person he should always be number one with. Nobody should ever be able to outrank him. Number 4 is cater to your man. Men are extremely simple creatures. Give him a massage, make a special meal, put on some nice music, maybe do his favorite position. Like, these are things that are very simple, but they'll mean the world to him because they're things that you're doing just for him. It's so branded into culture that we as women are the ones who's supposed to be getting romanticized. We are supposed to be getting the special treatment, but he wants to feel special as well. He needs to feel appreciated too. So give him a foot rub, stroke his beard while you're listening to his day. Remind him how lucky you are to have him. Like, you as a woman have so much power in how your man feels about himself, in how he sees himself, in how much potential he believes he has. So everything you do should be nothing less than bringing out the best in him. Number 5 is watch your mouth. Words hold so much power, especially to a man that loves you. Imagine loving someone or caring for someone and hearing them say, I don't need a man. I don't need you. I just want you. Like, that would make you feel so inferior and useless. Instead, tell your man how much you appreciate everything he does for you. Tell him how he makes your life better. Make him feel valued and uplift him to be a better man. Submitting is not about being weak. It's about elevating and appreciating your man. Number 6 is mean business. Don't let anybody disrespect your relationship. A lot of y'all give too much leeway to outsiders and their mouths and their opinions. When your man sees you allowing other people to disrespect the relationship and him, it hits him deep. It affects him. See, a lot of you ladies like to brush off comments made by other people, especially men, as no big deal. But your man sees this and it means everything to him. Even if he doesn't say it, your man would love to see you put an outsider in their place for disrespecting, because it shows that you respect him and the relationship. And let's be real, ladies, if the roles were reversed, you will want him to check a female. You will want him to block her, act like she never existed, act like she was never born, never talk to her again, etc. But when it comes to you doing the same, it's an issue because you feel like that it's no big deal and he shouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack. I meant to play that one last. I forgot to tell G-Lew to do that one last, because that's when you're in a relationship. That's when you're in a good, stable relationship. The advice that she gave. You know,
right. But you know what? I feel like there's nothing wrong with what she was saying, but that almost sounds like us being his therapy. And that's nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that men need to have that talk to them too, you know, on how to make us feel. You know what I'm saying? Because right there, it just seemed like it's too much of us being, you know, a therapist and having to remember everything from the kids to the job to your man to blah, blah, blah. And that's okay if he's reciprocating the same type of action towards you.
Yeah, that's why I said that's a good, you do those, you get that, you're supposed to be submissive. The Bible says men treat your wives like you treat the church. So you have to remember, if that's when you're in a good relationship. You should always be humble and submissive in your relationship. But you have to remember, you have to be in a good relationship. You can't be, all those things she said, I agree with. But you cannot be those wonderful things with a man that's socking you in the head, or a man that's constantly cheating on you, or a man that disrespects you, calls you out your name, because all those things are not going to make him change. You know, that advice is for a two-way good relationship. You know, and that's when I say you do humble yourself in a relationship and you do provide all the things that she talked about. Because then you bring, you'll have a great relationship. Because a lot of times men don't, like she said in the beginning, they don't communicate with you. So if they do sit down and have a conversation with you, stop and listen. Like, don't worry about your day because he said something to you about his day, and men don't. They just suck it up. Whatever's going on with their day, they'll just hold it in. So do open out lines of communication and do listen when he talks, and don't make it about you if he's finally talking to you or telling you about his day at work. So that is really excellent advice. Because a lot of times, we come in and like, oh, the kids and this and that. And if he does stop and say, let me tell you about my day, that's when you got to humble yourself, sit back and listen to what he has to say. But like I said, this advice is for good relationships. She gave great advice when you're in a relationship. Because I've seen women do backflips, and I'm looking at the man she's doing these backflips for, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's not reciprocated.
Yeah.
It has to go both ways, though.
Yeah.
It has to go both ways. It has to be equal. Everything she was saying, a man got to do the same thing.
And I find that if you one thing, if you really treat your man like he is the best thing that's ever, if you build him up, he will thank you. I tried to give you the thanking hands. I keep forgetting this arm don't move. Unfortunately, both men and women end up in relationships with people who don't fully appreciate them and take them for granted. And that's, OG Steve, you hit that on the head, because a lot of times you'll get that one-sided relationship, and it goes both ways. Because I know a lot of men, I was just talking to somebody, and the man had done everything in a relationship, and she cheated on him.
Yeah.
So when you have something that good, it's not to say it's only men. Women do the same
it's
thing.
not one-sided.
Ways. So I'm not gonna say that women are the somebody got mad at me on another show because I was doing the other side of they were saying terrible things about a woman, so I did the other side of it. This person is pretty macho, and it's always a woman is this and a woman is that, and a woman, well, what about men? So I had to, you're not gonna beat on my sisters, and I'm not gonna beat up on the men. And they were like, well, women are this and women are that. But I can concede that there are certain women like that. But when you go through relationships, 90% of the time that a relationship breaks up is because the man cheated on a woman. Not because it's not 90% of the time that women cheat on men. So, but there are women out there that will be in a loving relationship and have a side dish that their husband didn't know about for 20 years. So I won't take that away from women do those things also.
And I'm saying this too. A lot of men, that word communicate is important, because we're not taught to communicate. We're just taught. I heard you say a term, suck it up and go through it. Yeah. We're taught just suck it up and go through it. Yeah. We're taught showing emotions is weak.
Yes.
Sometimes I come home, I don't want to just talk to my woman and all that, because it might appears like I'm weak. Yeah. So communication to a man, I mean, even if you're grown, you have to be taught to communicate.
Yeah. And then you still get some women like will tell her friends like, hey, he sat whining to me about his day. Like, I want to hear
yes. Yeah. So that will make a man never open up again.
Yes.
I'm not gonna ever appear to be that vulnerable again, because the one time I did, I got chastised for it.
Yeah.
So
I know. Because, some of us women were also raised to suck it up. Nobody care that you had a bad day. So what? Somebody cut you off. Get over it.
Yeah. It's a learning process, because you're joining two people with two different personalities, with two different life experience, and now you got to blend these two lives together and come up with a common ground.
Yeah, that's what LaLa said last week, or the last show that we had, that communication. You guys didn't do enough talking before you decided to cohabitate. Exactly. And then you realize that you don't even get along.
Exactly. It was an attraction, but did you did you, because you're dealing with two grown people you had two different life experience to get to this
Yeah.
point, two different life experience. Now you trying to blend two lives together, and it's rough.
Oh, yes, indeed.
It's
And then
rough. So
or like
yeah,
you had a lot of communication, but then you move in together and you realize like you guys don't
oh
like one is
man,
busy and the
that's
other one
another
is
world. Moving in together, that's another world. It's gonna take compromise.
yes.
It's gonna take
Yeah.
compromise.
Yeah. And then
Compromise and adjusting.
yes, it does. Now let me ask, because women in relationships are supposed to be submissive. So if the man is the head, you're supposed to follow what he says and what he does. So
Okay.
how in this day and age women don't feel that way? Because I was looking for videos and there was one woman that says two women. One was black, Hispanic, and white, and
Mm-hmm.
the black lady was like, because they were talking about Fantasia being single, and
Okay.
Fantasia finally said like, I need to learn how to sit back, listen, and treat that man like a king and follow him anywhere that he takes me. And
Okay.
the black lady said, well, maybe that's why I'm single, because I don't know how to do that. And
Okay.
the Spanish lady and the white lady said, oh, I'll never do that. I'll never follow. This should be a partnership. If I want to go in my own direction, he should let me go in my own direction.
Okay.
And I'm sitting thinking like, I've been married for a long time, 16 years. And there are sometimes like, I may not agree with the direction he wants to go,
Okay.
but I don't say it out loud.
Right, right, right. That's the key thing. I was gonna say that. You don't say everything out loud. You don't say everything you're thinking. You don't say everything you're thinking.
Yeah. And then
It,
and
it's a
later, we may not go in that direction, but at the time he
yeah.
was and that's the direction we go in. And I just said, okay.
Can I say one thing too? Can I ask your opinion?
Yes.
If we have a disagreement, would you agree? Wait till we get behind closed doors. Don't
Oh
do it
yeah.
in public.
Yeah. The only time if only way I would like be a little boisterous if it's you and a woman. Because
Of
then
course. Okay.
that's not your fight, that's mine.
Okay. I get that with a woman.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. But it's just some things that like if me and you in a relationship, okay, in public is one thing, and we get behind closed doors, that's one thing. But
Oh, it's not my
yeah, yeah, don't front a
but I
man in
would
public.
not argue with you. Like if you're getting snappy with me in public, I'm not gonna say anything till we get home.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay, yeah, okay. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. It's just that, and I feel the word submissive. It's just like I'm not telling you like you got to submit. You got to submit. Maybe the things that I'm doing just makes you like, damn, I want to follow him. Like don't just like they say, don't make a woman do something, impress her enough that she wants to do it. Does that make
That
sense?
yes. Because you don't follow a man into I was gonna say the lake of fire, but you don't follow a man off the bridge. Like you see him doing something to bonehead, you don't follow
Right,
him.
right,
Either you're thinking like, what are you doing here? No,
right,
you find a good man and you follow him with ease because he makes wise decisions. He knows where
right,
he's going in life.
right,
He's going to lead you into something great.
right.
So that's why women pick these wrong men. Like I said, I've had friends that follow men and you're submissive to him.
Yeah.
I don't get
And,
it.
and I'm gonna tell you one thing. Now I agree with a woman being submissive to a man in a relationship, but I don't agree with a woman being submissive in life. You don't be submissive at your job. You don't be
Oh, we're gonna get
submissive.
into that. Yes,
You,
that's what
you don't be you don't be you don't be submissive in 24 hours. Just when you come home to me, but in your life,
but
hell
that's what they expect. That's the topic of the show. Why are we always supposed to be humble and quiet and submissive and passive
no,
every day
no.
and night to my husband? But I
Yes,
don't want you, Joe Blow.
yes.
You know what I mean? I'm
Any
not
other
supposed to be
man, any other man that you meet besides your husband, you can be aggressive or whatever, but not don't bring it home to your husband. Don't bring
Right.
that masculine energy home to your husband. Now, once
Yeah.
you get home, you can turn off. That's what I'm saying. That's just like a man. I don't treat every woman like that's my woman. You don't deserve
Yeah,
the
but
same
every
respect.
woman's not a queen. If I'm sitting next to my husband and some woman walk in, he's like, "Hey, queen," I'm gonna look at him like, "Who are you talking to?"
No, no, I wouldn't do that. You don't do that. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. You know what man
Right.
got to I'm gonna say the modern man, because like I say, I'm 54. You know what a modern man have a problem with? The word simp. Anything
Oh,
that you do to your woman that might be favored towards her, you a simp. You a
mm,
simp. I'm favoring my woman. I don't look at every woman like this. This is
right.
my woman.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with a woman. She don't submit to every man. This is just our union.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's that,
Somebody
and
said that
that's all.
about my son. They used to do that. Like they'd all be playing the game, and his fiance would be like, "I'm hungry." He was like, "Okay, guys, gotta go." You simping you? He was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta go." Yeah. Because if y'all
Coming
do
up.
it the way you want to, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it mine the way I want to. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I say, man. I seen that era when I was in the 80s, and when I was coming up, I saw that era, and it changed now.
Yeah.
The
Oh
the,
yeah.
the, the
But those
aggression towards
Americans are
women
still
is too much.
together for right. But the men who care about their wives, like their wives respect their men, those are marriages that last a long time.
Yeah.
Those are ones that you don't have to worry about your woman slamming dishes or yelling at you out in public
Yeah.
or embarrassing you or
Exactly.
talking to you. Because she respects you, she loves you, and she
Right.
will be submissive and humble to you. You
Right.
know, you drop another video, but that's what, hey, Randy. So that's how you have to, and that's when you form a bond, and
Right.
that's when she's submissive to you and she's humble to you and she doesn't mind because you've given her that love and affection, and
Right.
she knows that she feels safe enough.
Safe. Keyword.
Yes,
Keyword.
yes.
Safe. She feels safe. Nice word.
Oh, 17 years, Randy. I've been married 16 years with mine. So, oh yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
So anytime, G-Lew, you drop that next video, let's talk about some other ways. What's up, Spanx?
One thing about it, and two things for sure, is that you need to stop dimming your light, because it is not called being humbled, it's called playing small, shrinking yourself as a way to please other people, to make them feel comfortable. You do not need to hide yourself, feel embarrassed or bad for what God has given you, because other people's trauma-filled insecurities are not your problems. And the audacity of you to do that is an insult in itself. Listen, do not let social media feed you nonsense. There's nothing wrong with being a one-man band until God sends people your way. What you do is you work on yourself and you wait patiently, and do not go and put yourself in environments and relationships that are not for you. You need to get out of that survival mentality and pick your head up. Whatever God has given you will for sure get a lot of attention, more than likely a lot of unwanted attention that can be overwhelming. But what you do is you pray for the confidence, the guidance, and the tools you need. Keep him at your side and watch how he works in your favor.
Okay. Okay. I'm a
So
firm, firm believer in God. So,
yes,
I mean, ain't nothing bad I can say about that.
yes, that's where
Nothing.
where'd my girl go?
But she coming back. She coming back.
Because this is a thing, and this one I really liked. For both of us, me and LaLa have a real bad habit, like not really boasting about like good things that happen to us. Like we
Right.
get real you don't want to shine about it because you don't feel like you're bragging about like good things that are happening in your life
You want to
because you don't
gloat.
show off, you know.
Right.
So you get real quiet about it, and and that's where that humility and that humbleness comes in, where you just kind of keep it to yourself, or like we'll call each other, tell each other little things that are going on, but you don't see us like blasting like, oh, this happened to us or this happened to us, because you're too afraid that you don't want to be like, I'm bragging, or you're being braggadocious. And I like that one because she's like, what the Lord gives you, you should be happy about. You know, you shouldn't hide it, or you know, like people say, oh, well, she's not humble. Look at her like bragging what she just got. And that's when she's the video was on while you went to go do something, but she was talking about when we take that word humble and we confuse it. You know, the Lord blesses you with something, you should be proud about it, and don't let social media fool you into like somebody like saying something negative about what you got. Like, she ain't humble. She's just bragging on the things that she got. And then just don't surround yourself with people that are going to make you feel that way. You know,
Right.
So,
Yeah, but there is more talking about submission. You know, we've been talking about submission in marriages and relationships, but what about in the workplace
yeah.
where,
Oh,
you know, some men might put you, quote unquote, in a box and think you should stay on a certain level, you know, because they're men. How do you
yeah.
think it should be in the workplace? Because me and you talked earlier about that, and you were
Yes.
saying if you wasn't as the type of person that you were, you wouldn't have moved up in the company to make what you made.
Oh, yeah. And that's there's another video, we'll show it later, but since you touched on that, yeah, the field that I was in, if I was that very quiet, meek person, they would have ate me alive. I wouldn't have been able to walk through my job. The men, it's a male dominant profession where the people who promote are men. Very few women get promoted. You know, and then I wouldn't be able, I supervised 11 people. There's no way in the world that I could have, like, I'm a little quiet at home. Like, at work, they had told my husband one day, how do you live with her? Like, as big as my voice was. He was like, she don't talk at home. She's very quiet. She ain't got nothing to say when she get home. But it would have eaten me alive. And that's the one thing that really bothers me in the workplace is when you start promoting and you start advancing in your career, and you know, they say that we have to stop using strong women. But if you're not a strong woman, if you don't hold your ground, if you don't know how to speak up for yourself, if you're not knowledgeable in your career as a woman, we start getting called the B word. Is she on her cycle? Why does she talk like that? So we get put down on being knowledgeable at our job, or strong on our job, or good at what we do. But when a man is the same exact way you are, oh, they pat him on the back. Oh, he's successful. He's going to go somewhere. Look at how he is on his job. So why is there such a difference when we can do the same thing they do, but we get criticized for being that way because we're women? So you can't be meek a certain way. A CEO of a company, she's not weak and well, I don't know. What do you guys think we should do?
I agree.
What does the group think we should do? Or does she say, this is what we're gonna do? This is the plan, this is what you're gonna do, and this is how it's gonna be done. Or does she ask for people's opinions? What do you think?
I would never teach my daughter to be like that at the workplace. I would teach my daughter to be strong, to be sufficient, to be strong at a workplace. I would never teach my daughter to bow down to man at the workplace.
Yeah.
Anything else than a relationship, I would never teach my daughter to just be humble and bow down to a man. No. I agree.
And how many women get accused of being snappy? Why is she snappy? Why does she talk to people like that? But if we were men, we would not get. So, but yeah, men don't get accused of oh, he's so rude. But women, all in everything that we do, if we stand up for ourselves, well, she didn't need to speak to people like that. Why does she speak that way? Well, if a man had said it, you wouldn't have said that about him. But because it came from a woman, oh, look, we need to always be humble and we always need to be meek. But sometimes we need to get our point across in very few words. Why do we have to explain? Why can't we use the fewest words possible? You know, because they think women are chatty patty, and they, you know, and it's the humility is used and humbleness is used at my dad always said there's a time and a place. And certain times it's not the time.
Yeah.
So if there's an earthquake, are you going to go right into the house? Can we please get out the house?
Yeah,
You guys,
exactly.
earthquake.
Exactly.
Come on, hurry up.
Exactly.
You can be like,
Exactly.
but
Exactly. Yeah. That's
so
only appropriate in a relationship. That's it.
and sometimes in your friendships, if you have a
I
good
like that.
friendship,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
need to be humble in that friendship. And you
Yeah.
need to sometimes, friendships are give and takes. And if you want to have a good friendship, you both have to be able to give and take and understand each other. So in friendships, you have to be able to find your humility and be humble. If you want to be a good friend, stop doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make a little shoulder move like how you want to get expressive. My shoulder be like, if you don't stop.
Yeah.
So
It's balance.
it is. It
It's
is.
balance.
And the women that are content to have like if you're a saleswoman, then that's good to have that personality. If you're a teacher, how can you be like, class, please be quiet.
Yeah. No.
Listen up.
Mm-mm.
So and it's okay. I like women who can express themselves and get their
Yeah.
points out. And I admire women that know what they want and go after what they want and they get it.
I too. Yes. I do too. I admire women like that.
Yeah. So that was my mom. Half the times I didn't know what she was saying. Now you're like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But she was a little firecracker to be 4 foot nothing. And you didn't
Yeah.
mess with her. You didn't play with her because you
Exactly.
knew just her stature, But my mom could be really rude. I used to be like, Mom, you can't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
But you knew that she was serious. But my mom would give you, if you were homeless and cold, she would give you her jacket.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, okay,
Agreed.
G, I know we're at 41. So go ahead and drop. I think we got two more there's one I really want to talk about. I hope this is the next one.
There are more women than there are men that want to be married. You know what I'm saying? So when a man comes to a woman and he asks you to marry him, y'all be humble enough to understand that you're in an outstanding position, that man loved and cared enough about you to ask you to marry him, to ask you to be his wife. How about that, y'all? Be humble enough to recognize this. But I'm seeing right now that we're not. We're talking junk. We're like, he better do this and I don't need him and I'm the honor and this reckless stuff over and over again. Ladies, I'm going to keep asking this question. What is wrong with being a woman? What is wrong with being a lady? What is wrong with being a wife and submissive to your husband and have the covering? What is wrong with that? I need somebody to tell me what is wrong with that.
Woo wee, where did LaLa go? What's up? OG. Oh, OG, your mom is. Tell her I said hi. Hi, Amanda. Because I got so much to say about this lovely young lady right here. So, did you hear what she said?
Yeah. It comes back to what I said earlier. It just, what is she submissive to? Like, she can't be submissive to, like, no disrespect, like a young punk. Like, he just, what is she submissive to?
Right.
Like when they say the women's role changed, well, the man's role changed, because when I was coming up, granddaddy and all them, they took care of home first. Paycheck came home. They took care of home first. What do the kids need? What do this need? So it made her be more submissive. So
Yes, I don't mind being submissive to the right person, but
to the right person, yeah.
I don't know if you want to go first, LaLa, or you want me to.
Yeah, because I mean, if we're going back to the Bible, it's the man is supposed to, first of all, respect and love God and put God first. And and understand what it is to be a man. And then once you find you a man like that, he's gonna respect you and value you as his woman and then family and that's the way it's supposed to go, you know, and then you be submissive to him. So I think that's what Loon was talking about. Who are you going to be submissive to? You're not going to be a submissive person to, you know, that pimp type or, you know, whatever like that. It's supposed to be with somebody who understand the order of things,
Yeah, the
starting with
F4
God first.
like, you know, that's why I'm like a little disturbed with some of the stuff she said, because it's the father. That's what people don't realize. You know, when it's the father, the son, the husband, the wife, and then the children. So, you know, if I'm submissive to my husband and my husband is submissive to Christ and the Most High, then everything falls in order and everything is a cohesive blend, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I've always said there's more women in the world than men. So, and she brings that up, you know. So I had put a meme up one day when somebody had put, sister girl, we can't share, like, there's too many men in the world. You got a good one. We can't share them. And I fell out laughing. Like, the lady was like, no. But, like, because nowadays that's how women are like, hey, girl, we can't share your husband because he's a good one. Let's share him. And that's really the thought process nowadays. But this young lady, she said, why are women at the point where you should be, this is where women have to stop. And this is how you end up with a man that does not love you or treat you well. You should be honored and humble if a man asks you to marry him. Now, I've been proposed to more than the 2 times I've been married. I think it's like three or 4. And I said, no. You know why? I'm not thirsty to just be married.
Right.
So no, you don't get, you should be honored if the man that treats you well, loves you, and respects you asks you to marry them. And then but you don't just jump on any proposal. Because if a man that's beating you to death, smacking you in the head, calls you all kinds of bees and dogs, says, hey girl, let's get married. You should be honored and humbled and say yes, because there are more women in the world. So I should say yes, because I might never get proposed to again. Don't teach that to women.
No.
You say you should be honored if it's a good man. Because there's a lot of trash men in the world.
Yes.
That are looking for you to take care of their kids. What if he don't have no job? And he living on your Section 8? Mm-hmm. Should you be humble? Should you be happy?
Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, my views with that, I would never teach my daughter that. Never.
She was so serious. Like the way she was talking to us ladies. There are more of us than them, so you better be humble and honored. If one of them asks you to get married, you need to be happy to be a wife. No, I like being a wife. I like being a stay-home mother. I didn't like being socked in the head while I was a stay-home mom. So I wasn't honored. They are truly good. There are truly done good. Oh, some good men out there. That's what I said. Be honored and humble when a man that loves you, treats you well, respects you, says, let's get married. But don't just say, do you know how many people get to a particular age and will just marry a man because they don't want to be alone anymore?
Right.
I just rather be alone. I was alone for 10 years. I quite enjoyed it.
Right.
So it's a peace of mind. I don't have to, that feeling when that man comes home and there's a knot in your stomach because you don't know what's going to happen. You start shaking.
No, that's not good.
No. So don't just marry any man. So, it's not and one thing, women, there's this thing about, you have to love yourself so someone can love you and you can love someone back. And then there's a nice cohesive blending that goes together, because don't get desperate to take anything, because there is somebody out there to love you. The Most High wants you, it says whatever the Most High puts together, nobody can tear apart. If you put it together, it's going to fall apart.
Right.
And I know we get tired of waiting. Somebody used to ask me, "Aren't you lonely?" I was like, I don't get a chance to get lonely. I had too many kids. Gigolos get lonely too. Miss 702, what's going on? So, you weren't ever able to comment? Sometimes people play with G-Lew's. They get to blocking people. So I'm glad you're back, though. I love you, Miss 702. So that's just Dee Dee's opinion. You may disagree with me, and nobody wants to be alone. Sometimes you need to be alone. I needed to be alone because I was damaged goods. I would have been nothing to anybody.
Right.
I would have been pain, heartache. I was trapped. Yeah, I was damaged goods, and damaged goods
Right.
they're not good for anybody. So sometimes you don't want to be alone, but you need to be alone for a little
Yeah, you
while.
need that healing period.
You do.
Yeah,
You
that
do.
healing
Because
period.
I'm honest. I was damaged goods. And the same thing with my son's father. He wanted to get married, but I knew that I was no good for him. He's a good dude, and I was no good for him. And I did him a favor.
Right. That's good.
I
You
just,
recognize that.
yeah.
That's good.
We're really good friends, and last thing I ever wanted him to do was hate me. And sometimes you have to take a step back and understand where you are in life. And I'm not alone anymore, and it's you got to get to a place where you're ready not to harm someone else, because the worst hurt people. So you don't want to be that person that, you end up hurting somebody, and just know that about yourself, because when somebody comes into your life and then they hurt you, you got to ask, why did they do that? So they weren't ready to be in a relationship with you, and then they came in and they hurt you. So don't return that favor to somebody else. That's all. And I didn't want to be that person. So I wasn't ready. If we had my son maybe 4 years later, it would have been a different story, but I just wasn't ready. So let me see if I didn't miss anything. I'm sorry I monopolized that little piece. You guys want to add anything?
No, I agree, because you don't want to come into a relationship with baggage. You don't want to come in there with previous hurt feelings, and then it's gonna sabotage your new relationship.
Yeah.
I agree. Don't just get somebody just because you're lonely. I agree.
I agree with that too, 100%. And also, as far as like getting married, I think everybody should go through a counseling so you can know what that person is expecting from you and vice versa before you get married.
Yes, that's excellent advice, LaLa. Because a lot of people, they don't like, if you get married in a church, a lot of times the minister will require that before he marries you. Like, if he doesn't know you from their congregation. But that's a lot of people don't like counseling. But that you
Because they're
need.
afraid something's gonna come up.
Yeah. Yeah, I like counseling.
But maybe it needs to before you get married. So I agree. Self-love first before you share your love. Yeah. But sometimes it needs to. You need to have those difficult conversations so that you don't end up in a terrible marriage or a terrible argument or in divorce court. But you're right, LaLa. Those conversations need to come up. And those terrible things need to come up. Can you imagine finding out something about somebody 5 years after you got married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they call it, after the honeymoon period?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, man. The toughest person to be real with is the person in the mirror. Because people want to act like they got everything together. It's somebody else's fault. Taking self accountability is hard to do, because I know it's hard for me. Taking self accountability is hard to do.
It's hard for me. I have to do it when I say my prayers, because I can't lie to the Lord. He'd be like, "Girl, you better tell that story right."
Oh, you can't lie to the Lord, and that's man. That that's rough. You can't lie. You know what you did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The hardest person to be mad at is when you're mad at yourself.
Man. And it's like it's funny because you could tell like something will happen. You could tell your friend the story, and then like you gotta. I pray for forgiveness for everything. So you're telling it to the Lord. He be like, "That ain't what happened."
That ain't what happened.
You had to
Or
tell that.
you didn't tell the whole story. Yeah, you didn't tell your part.
Right? He knows exactly, Adolphus. If you want
Yeah,
forgiveness, you tell that
yeah,
story to the correct little girl.
yeah. And when you get alone, the Lord is like, "Come on, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been there, man. Yeah,
Oh, that's so funny.
experience has been my best teacher. Just living life.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
you
that
know,
is so funny.
it make me, life has humbled
Yeah,
me.
me too. And that's why being humble, the Lord has humbled me a couple of times where He's taken
Oh man,
everything. I
yeah,
mean everything. Like wake up,
hmm
little girl.
yeah.
So, um, well, I just saw something. OG Steve said, right now I'm single as Pringles. Yeah, OG Steve, I love you to death. I think you
Yeah.
need to breathe for a second. I ain't putting your business nowhere. I know you. I love you. You're a good dude, and you deserve some really good happiness. The Lord wants you to breathe for a second. Adolphus said, we can make bad choices. We can. And that's
We
through
do.
free will. Through free will, we get those choices.
Yeah, man. Free will, man. And I would say for a man, it's hard to see it from a woman's perspective. It's like we've been taught that like sometimes like just look at it from our perspective. From our perspective, it's hard to see it from it comes with age. Like what is she going through when you make this decision? What is she going through? Even something simple like going to hang out. Like I just want to keep me in the house, but you don't see it from maybe she miss you, maybe she just want to be with you. So it's hard to see it from the woman's perspective. That comes with age, because Looney 20 years ago, we would not be having this conversation. It's just all about me, 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 me. So it just comes with age. That's just I gotta see it from her perspective.
Yeah.
So I would just it's just something I'm adding.
Yeah. And we're gonna watch the last video next. And sometimes like when I was researching this topic, it said black women and brown women, we have got to stop saying how strong we are because it puts so much pressure on us
Mm-hmm.
and expectation on us that they don't put on
Mm-hmm.
any other race like they do the
Right,
black and brown women.
right,
They
right,
just think we can put the world on our shoulder
right,
and they
right.
expect us to do things that the expectation for brown and black women that is not expected of any other race like it is
Mm-mm.
on us.
It's
Like
not.
they said women, we have got to start putting that like I'm a strong Latina or I'm a strong black
Strong
woman
black woman. Right.
because they expect us to be able to. I mean, a lot of us raise our kids alone and then we end up raising our parents, you know what I
Right.
mean, and we
Right.
have jobs and then we put
Right.
ourselves in school. So the
Right.
minute we crack and start crying, they look at us like,
Right.
oh no, that's not acceptable.
You can't accept that because you got to be so strong.
And I'm not taking that away from any other race because I got white running through me
I was
also.
gonna say that because sometimes we
You
say
can
Indian away Pacific, white women.
so
Just to be
you
Pacific.
got the Asians or anything. I don't have Asians running through me. I just said I'm not taking anything away from white women because I have white running through me. I can only speak for what runs through my veins.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
because I don't see. When I was researching this, I didn't see that. You know what I mean? I just saw that being placed on
Right.
the brown and Latina women.
Right.
I mean the
Exactly. The
black women.
strong.
That's why. Yeah, I brought that up, and I wanted to make a comment about that. That now that the women are getting older, and the grandmothers, they're saying you
Mm-hmm.
got to stop putting that much pressure on yourselves.
Exactly.
So, and
I
I think
agree.
that's true. We do because we yeah. Oh yeah, and OG Steve's mom is Italian, and that's a tough little cookie. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Exactly. Because that's the stereotype of a man. Why you go to a white woman? Because they say they're more submissive. They
Oh
go for
no,
anything. That's the stereotype.
no, it is. Yeah. No, I have some white friends. One of my closest friend, Couture, you not pulling nothing off on her. So that's a, a misconception. She just as spicy as she want to be. So she used to be a co-host. Couture used to come on here. I used to call her a little Russian ballerina because she used to wear this bun all the time. She has really long hair. So yeah, G-Lew, you could drop that last video.
Sure. Successful women, though, basically have to wear the trousers, in your view. They have to sort of become men to succeed, is what you're saying.
Well, if they're going
I've had to fight to succeed,
if they're
therefore
going to
I'm an
compete
honorary
against
man.
men, certainly masculine traits are going to be helpful. I mean, one of the things I do in my counseling practice, for example, when I'm consulting with women who are trying to advance their careers, is to teach them how to negotiate and to be able to say no and to not be easily pushed around and to be formidable.
Oh, Steve, I told you my best friend is Italian and black. Now you see how he says, how he trains women behave like men if they want to be successful.
I've seen that video before. I've saw that video before.
Yeah. I've seen him before because I'm always trying to figure out how to be
right.
That's how I found him, because he came up in my feed. And it's crazy that when you're trying to teach a woman how to be successful, you don't teach her how to be a ladylike or woman-like or humble or no.
I don't think you can go through life in this world just submitting to everybody. That's why it comes back to what I said in the beginning. When I use the word submissive, it's just to your spouse. That's it. But to the world, I would never teach my daughter to be submissive to the entire world. Just to your spouse. And even your spouse has to earn that.
Exactly.
Your spouse has to earn that. A submissive thing is earned. You have to see some leadership quality in that person that you will be submissive to him.
Yeah.
But I would never say just be submissive. Be submissive at the workplace. Every man you meet, you bow and all that. I would never teach my daughter that.
No. Because that's what there was one that said at work, you're nice to you listen to your boss, you're nice to your boss, you do everything your boss says, and you come home and you're mean to your husband. I was like, that wasn't me at work.
Yeah. As long as your boss is respectful.
So, I used to come in, my supervisor be like, he used to get nervous to come talk to me because he was like, oh my gosh. He didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, you don't let nobody, I teach a woman, you don't let nobody run over you.
Yeah. And you're not going to yell at me, like, because, in my job, the way that they used to talk to you, like, and demean you, I told one of them, I said, we're going to start this conversation over again because you yelling and cursing at me, I'm definitely about to start yelling and cursing at you.
Right.
Yeah, no, Didi don't play that.
Yeah.
The way you treat me, I don't care if you are my boss.
Slavery. No, it's not slavery. Yeah.
And you definitely don't pay me enough.
Yeah, it's a code of ethics.
Like this, you not talking to me like this. It was a known fact. Like they would get nervous, like if they had to call me in for something. Like, oh damn, who's calling Hairston in? It's not happening. But because you got to watch how you talk to people. You done made it to the top, and you're a supervisor or a director, and you think you're gonna talk down to me? No, I don't think so. Because one of them told me that they were ordering me to do something. The only thing I take orders from is a Pizza Hut. You want some Domino's? We're not ordering nothing. So it's
and we have to teach young men what the word submissive means, because the stereotype is just shut up, do what I say, shut up. See, that's not submissive. You have to teach. We have to teach men that too.
Yeah.
We have to start from scratch as a people.
You said sorry. I don't know what you said sorry for. I don't know what you did to me, but I accept your apology. Well, I don't know what you did to me. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. So, but we do have to teach. If you're right, if you teach a man how to,
yes, we have to teach the leaders. You know, the same way the black woman has been victimized, the black man has too, because if a father's not in the house, he's not seeing what a man is. So his definition of a man is coming from all other places.
That's true.
The wicked is teaching the man how to be a man.
Yeah. The streets.
You see what I'm saying?
What they see on TV nowadays.
So he passed that wickedness down to his relationship with a woman. So when the father's not present, the son and the daughter both fail, because that man is going to be submitted to the earth. So now when he gets in the relationship, he thinks that submissive means shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
But he don't. I know it sounds crazy, but he don't think that it's nurturing everything with a woman. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Because I talk to young homies, I be like, man, that's what you think a woman is? It's amazing. Like, that's what you think a woman is. So that's what I mean, that even we have to teach them how to be leaders. We got to start from scratch.
Oh, yeah. That's what, my sons had good, bad examples, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So, and I always taught them growing up, you treat a woman and your wife the way you want anyone to treat your mother.
Yeah.
So if you're walking around mistreating them, then you best believe somebody's going to walk around and mistreat your mom.
Exactly.
So that was the best way that I could teach them. I just saw Adolphus. We have roles to play from your man to children. We have to teach, and we do. And the Dodgers went, I meant to bring my little Dodgers. I have like the Dodgers.
We won 2-0.
Bobbleheads. Yeah, I know. I have Uribe and I have all Cuban players. Mm-hmm. So if you're a Cuban player for the Dodgers, I have it. So I'm a little biased.
It's a cold reality. I'm gonna say this. This is a cold reality. Somebody asked me one day, this is a cold reality. I got an 18-year-old daughter. Well, I want her to run into me when I was 18 or 20, and I wouldn't. I would not want my daughter to run into a man like me when I was young. I would not. And that's a cold reality, that I would not want her to be with a man like me when I was that age. Because I had to learn and evolve to become this.
Yeah.
This a whole lot of life. This a whole lot of, the conversation we're having right now, this mature conversation, this is a whole lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
This is a whole lot of regrets.
Yeah. I said the Lord gives men daughters when they didn't do really well by women. Miss 702 said, the men in my family from the ghetto, but they know how to treat women. I'm not down with toxic masculinity or femininity. I feel you on that one, Miss 702.
Yeah. Toxic masculinity. That's a good word.
Yeah. So sometimes people misconstrue it, but you got to be careful with that toxic masculinity. We need this talk. Well, thank you, Adolphus. Me and LaLa try to come up with topics that are going to pique your interest. So we got some stuff coming this year. We're really trying to get back to what we used to do before and really bring those topics that are going to make you think.
And I'm so glad we had Mr. Looney on here.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave us a really good perspective from the male point of view.
I'm going to say it again. A whole lot of mistakes. A whole lot of regrets.
Yeah. And we're doing the Next Man show. OG Steve, you still here? The next male conversation is does character matter? We want to know what you men think about that. On both sides, women, because sometimes women's character ain't where it needs to be, and then men. We want to know, does it matter? Does their character matter? So that's going to be our next male topic. Does character matter? Because I don't care how much money you have, if you don't have character, where does that get you?
Mm-hmm.
And you may have the best BBL, what's it called? BBD, BBL.
Yeah.
If you're a shallow what is it? Hollow shell.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You shallow.
There you go. Because there are some beautiful, beautiful women, but if you talk to them, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I may be, but I'm funny.
Yeah.
But this was
Character matters a lot.
great. Yeah, good, OG Steve. We need you. I like your perspective. So we're going to have to bring you back, Looney, also.
That's right. Hey, I got to thank G-Lew, too. I want to thank G-Lew. Yeah, G-Lew, I heard just in the the world, I heard get a lot of things, good things about G-Lew.
About G-Lew?
Yeah. He's well respected.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So Miss 702 said, I made it to the age when I wanted be felt, not seen. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like sometimes you just want to feel loved. Just there's this feeling that people just want to be loved. You know what I mean? So, and like Miss 702, you're gorgeous. So I want to look like that. I'm about to go get a whole new makeover. I got to get my hair done. It's all matted. I can't comb my hair. So sometimes I don't care how beautiful you are. Sometimes someone just wants to feel like they are loved, So, and that changes the world. So G-Lew is a good guy. Look at that. You guys making G-Lew blush back there. He's like, oh my gosh. Nah, he's a good guy. So this was a great topic. I'm so glad that you joined me and LaLa today. And everybody in the comments, thanks for the participation. Oh, thank you. I only have one. I wasn't like whispering. I was trying to do praying hands. I'm going to get used to this. By the time I get used to it, it's going to finally heal, huh? Then I have to work it out. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight for this conversation. Thank you for participating and giving us the feedback that we needed. We really enjoyed this. And if you have any topics that you want us to like, anything controversial, we don't mind getting into anything you want us to talk about. Let us know. DM us, put it in the comments. Me and Miss LaLa, we will definitely jump in the deep end. Not too deep, like certain things we ain't talking about. We're not talking about politics. I cannot wait till November 5th. And we're not talking about the rainbow community. So those things we're not talking about.
Good.
So yeah. Just not. So you want to talk about politics, go over to my channel. I got a bunch of videos. So other than that, because I wrote a book, I wrote 2 books. So that and after November 5th, I probably won't be done with it because no matter who wins, I'm gonna have some great videos. I'm gonna be eating popcorn November 5th. I get to laugh no matter who wins. I'm an independent.
Right.
I get to laugh at no matter who wins. So thank you, OG Steve. But yeah, I wrote 2 books. This is my latest. Facts, not fiction. That's why everybody hates me, because I fact check both these people, Republican, Democrats. Like I said, I'm an independent. So, and then I wrote the first one, Political Porn, When Is Enough, because I was tired of them. I was tired of all 3 of these people then. So, and they still around. How are they still around 4 years later? So, and I'm an author. Go check me out on Amazon. Just plug in Dee Hairston. I normally write fiction. So I have 2 nonfiction books. So my book is about fact checking them on everything that they've done, past, present, and what their future plans are for what they say that they're about. But a lot of times, they tell you what their past is, and I tell you what their past really is, not what they say it is. Because I could tell you I look like J-Lo, and you could look at me and say that's not true. So, but it really is. It's the first one tells you what the presidency was under the Trump administration. This one tells you. I fact checked the things that they've been talking about. It's a lot smaller because Joe dropped out the race, so I took all his chapters out. So just the things that he did, but where he messed up, where he went right, So I give you the facts, not my feelings, because, like I said, I'm an independent.
Right.
The person I wanted to run ain't running, so. And I won't tell you if it's a Republican or a Democrat, because my son gets mad when I say his name. It was a Republican. He And my son
Right,
can't
right.
stand it. But I happen to like this person. My son's like, don't tell nobody else that you like that dude.
Right.
So, yeah, you did, OG Steve. I went to number 5, and I thank you for helping me get my book to number 5. So I appreciate you and anyone else that got the book. LaLa got the book also, so I appreciate her. So it went to number 5, and I appreciate anyone that helped me get it there. So, okay. So we are gonna say good night. We appreciate you guys on the Hookah Lounge. Hey, we had a really dope interview last night. Go check it out. And of course, we are always here for Ollie's Rule Forever tomorrow. So thank you, Looney. We will definitely see you again. That was LaLa. She brought him on. So he has some technical difficulties. We still popped it. Look, he had some technical difficulties, but we popped him on camera anyway. So
that's right.
Then LaLa, so good to have my crime partner back.
Yes, it's good to be back too. Yeah, I'll be here next week.
Yeah, we got some doozies. We got some good combos coming up. We I think next week is the one we were talking about with reality. I got my calendars over there. The realities, all that reality show nonsense. I think
that's gonna be a nice one.
Yeah, that because I used to be on reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's gonna be a good one. So go Dodgers, baby. We see you. Dodgers. It's crazy. I'm from New York. Dodgers are from New York, and Dodgers are playing New York. Mm-hmm. Oh, they used to be the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
So my daddy followed them here.
Jackie Robinson.
Oh yeah. So
he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
I was born in Brooklyn. Woo,
woo. That's crazy.
And that's why I was out here wearing Timberlands, and people were looking at me like, "Where's them? You in LA, girl? You stomping in them Timbos?" That's
got
right.
My Timbs on.
That's right. Yeah, that accent. You know how hard it is to break talking like that.
New York accent.
Yeah, my dad was on me like, "Stop talking like that." You know, he broke his, and I broke mine. So it's a hard accent to break. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. And Miss LaLa, I'll talk to you before next week. I'll see you next week, but that, we're going to be on.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Thanks again, Loon, for joining us.
Peace. I love you. Peace. I love you. Peace.
We will see you again soon, Loon. We just adopted you to the Hookah Lounge.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We're going to have to get a picture of you. Hey, SGB, I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah.
So, all right, G-Lew, drop that beautiful bean footage. I watch too much.
All right.
Now make no guys come take control, because you're young and you play the role. And that story has never been told.
My spiritual awareness leads me to believe that your doubt in the sisters could come with the peace. We've been together since Jah created order. The African daughter celebration is in order. Pop the cork and get a champagne to the stork that brought the light to my mama in New York. African, I come again and again. You kick me down, I get back up. I'm coming back in multiples of 10.
You know where I come from, sprung from the belly of the beast. Used to speak African tongue, so I showed her. Next one bolder, sprung the devil over my shoulder. I'm getting over, cause I'm bolder than the next. I'm enlightening, cause I speak the real truth from the text. Who's next to flex with this S-I-S-T-E-R? The sun, the moon, the crescent, the star. Wanna see how open you are?
Bring your mind and your soul. Now make no guys come take control, because you're young.
I'm not the kind of
Hey, again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It was such a great conversation. Make sure you check out some of our older shows that we have, and make sure you join us next week. We will be back with another topic, and we will have our men's panel on this month as well. We are bringing that back. So thank you for hanging out with us. God bless, and good night. See you tomorrow.